It looks like the human tank has finally run out of gas. Oh, oh, brother. That should be it. That's all there is. There isn't any more. And you picked me up, and you hurt my neck, cut.
We got a casualty list. That's unreal.
This way, when you cut the blood supply to the brain, it's a little harder to get it flowing again.
All I can say is, wow.
G'day, wrestling fans. More from the good old days of TV wrestling. This is World Championship Wrestling with the best from the vaults of Channel 9. In Volume 2, we will thrill you with the biggest names, the nastiest villains, and some good guys that every mother would like to call their own. As for me, I like them a bit on the tougher side. For your enjoyment, the Golden Greek Spiros Arion, Abdullah the Butcher, Mario Milano, Mr. Fuji, Mark Lewin, King Curtis, and Big Bad John! To open a program of championship bout for the Australian title, the athletic, the good-looking Greek, Spiros Arion against the human blob, Abdullah the Butcher. All-out war is about to erupt! Fantastic!
This is for the Austrasian Heavyweight Championship, and this has been a savage brawl. Believe me, first one and then the other on top. Neither one giving an inch. There's an elbow smash to the heart by Spiros Arion. And there he comes. He's got him up in the air with the atomic drop. Down he goes. He covers him. 1, 2, but only the count of 2. Neither one will give an inch. The most savage match I have ever seen. First one on top and then the other, worthy of the gladiators of ancient Greece and ancient Rome. What a battle, what a war. Spiros Arion's got him in a whip. He whips him into the turnbuckle and catches him. Don't forget, Abdullah the Butcher has not had the advantage of the middle rope. It was removed under orders of the National Wrestling Alliance because the Butcher's axe from the middle rope is illegal in 17 countries. And a capacity crowd here at Festival Hall in Melbourne, Australia are cheering on the Golden Greek. But Abdullah the Butcher lets him have one right in the breadbasket. As I told you, first one and then the other. It is amazing to me, giving away that much weight. Look at that headbutt by Abdullah the Butcher, and another one, and another one. He could crack his skull with it. But Spiros takes it, and then comes back for more. I've never seen anything like it. This could be it. 1, 2, but look at the fighting heart of the Greek. And the fans at Festival Hall are literally going wild. Believe me, he comes up with a knee lift, a headbutt to the side of the head. Abdullah the Butcher on top, a rolling bill drops him. He comes down with the Butcher's axe, but his legs are outside the ropes, and he cannot get a fall. Eddie Swan says no, his feet are outside the rope. On the bottom strand of the ropes, the middle strand having been removed, as we told you. Spiros is pulling himself up. I don't see how anybody could take the punishment of both of these men. Headbutts again. More headbutts. He hits him with a headbutt again. He's got him in a headlock. And down goes Spiros Arion. Eddie Swan watching very closely. But he won't give up. He comes in with a side headlock on Abdullah the Butcher. He's got a side headlock on Abdullah the Butcher. Abdullah the Butcher throws Spiros Arion into the referee, Eddie Swan, and Eddie Swan goes down. Spiros trying to get up to his feet. He does get up to his feet, and Oh, I don't believe it. Big Bad John has thrown a chair into the ring. But he's not going to use it. He's going to use the butcher's axe from up there on the chair. He used the chair, and Eddie Swan says it. He goes over. He's waved his hands. He's giving him the instructions to the ring announcer, Paul Jennings, to wait for the announcement. The referee has awarded the match to Spiros Arion, the winner, and Austro-Asian heavyweight champion, Spiros Arion. And now, as he tries to hand the belt, look at Abdullah the Butcher. He dropped Eddie Swan and put the butcher's axe on Eddie Swan. And now Spiros Arion is picking up that chair. Look at Abdullah the Butcher come down. And now he's coming out up again. Poor Eddie Swan has taken a beating. The hands of Abdullah the Butcher, but hey, Spiros Arion trying to protect the referee. The match is over, using the chair, and in comes Waldo Von Eyre. And now, 3 against 1, a headbutt. He spins him around. John gets him, and the headbutt by Abdullah. Into the midsection by John. The match is over, but now here's King Curtis. Curtis comes in, and the war is really on. Curtis is really one-winding. He lets Waldo Von Eyre have it right in the eye. He comes, chops Big Bad John. And here comes Mark Lewin. He upends Waldo Von Eyre. Curtis has really taken over on Abdullah the Butcher. And Mark Lewin giving Big Bad John and his soldiers the punishment they so richly deserve. And who comes back the strongest? The Golden Greek Spiros Arion. Yes, sir. No doubt about it. This has been a battle. This has been a war. The war is spreading. Believe me, it's all-out war.
If you think you've seen mayhem, think again. In the second bout, Mario Milano takes on India's Tiger Singh, the man who invented the feared Cobra hold. Take it away, Snake Eyes!
Well, I don't really have to tell you much of what's going to happen now. You can hear it from the people in our studio, a capacity crowd. Mario Milano from Trieste in Italy is in there waiting. Trouble coming, and it's from India in Tiger Jeet Singh at 18-7, and his manager in Big Bad John, the warlord, in there with him. Oh, backs away very quickly, Mario Milano. He realized that Big Bad John on the prowl, wanting to fall victim to the cunningness of Big Bad John. Straight into the corner, Tiger Singh dragging Mario Milano. Coming off the corner with a chin lock. Oh, Milano straight out. Now it's John. Not satisfied with trying to upset Milano. He turns on the audience. Singh coming over the top on the road, referee putting the count on, and it's Mark Lewin has come in and telling Big Bad John to keep right out of the business. Let the match continue and don't you interfere, John. As I said to you, there's a lot of hatred building up here. Or it's built up. There's just Scores to be settled, and Mark Lewin is not standing back for anybody. Well, the limelight's being taken from center ring, back to center ring, this time with Tiger Singh working on the muscle area again of Mario Milano as Big Bad John holds his verbal argument with Mark Lewin. Overseers are in. Spiros and Mark Lewin after Big Bad John, as Mario Milano can now pay attention to his opponent. I'm right in the middle of it. I'll just get right out of this. Get right out of the whole situation. If we can go back to center ring. And that's where the action is. Big Bad John showing his head after being sent almost into quarantine by Spiros, Arion and Mark Lewin. Milano taking a heavy blow from Singh again going back to the neck area. Mario Milano as John in a daze, looking round. The man who's caused most of the havoc with the tactics employed, coming in on the blind side, has been attacked from the blind side and doesn't know how to handle the situation. Singh still working on Milano, throws him straight over the ropes onto the apron of the ring, and being kicked by Tiger Singh, comes in over the throat as the counters applied by referee Wallaby Bob McMasters, and Big Bad John so far reluctant to offer any interference, doesn't know where the Mark Lewin and Spiros Arion are going to come from next. Oh, at this time as the referee is distracted, John cutting in with his pain onto the chest of Mario Milano, who's down on the concrete floor. Singh going out after Mario Milano. Oh, and I've just got out of the way in time. There's no chance that I'm going to go over there near that table while these sort of actions are taking place. Singh goes in again. Oh, dragging Milano over and drives his head deep into the steel helmet that's across the head of Big Bad John. Milano down in a daze, and this has been action-packed. The opening match from the onslaught, full of incident. Oh, Milano thrown back in by Big Bad John, only to be thrown into the kicks of Tiger Singh, who immediately goes down on the throat area of Milano, working on the muscles again in the neck. This referee Wallaby Bob from Madribar, just outside the Broadbeach International Hotel, his hotel out at Madribar, beautiful little setting. Wallaby Bob with his hands full at the moment. Up the ropes comes Milano with a kick to midsection. Oh, and fighting gamely as he digs them in to Tiger Singh. Throws Singh into the ropes. An Irish Rip comes in with the abdominal stretch and kicks him. In trouble. Around Milano nearly had Tiger Singh, only the gouging of the eyes by Tiger Singh. Now Milano's not worrying about Singh. He's turned on Big Bad John and turned his back on Singh, who came in on the blind side and digging into Mario Milano. Again it's Singh is throwing out with the scuffed Milano as John backs right away and Milano hanging on to save the fall onto the concrete floor, hanging onto those ropes, and the referee pushes away Tiger Singh, pushes him into the neutral corner, and John on the blind side again. I only wish someday or one day that I was in a position to be able to go in and assist, but my job is commentator, and I have no knowledge of the art of wrestling, and I suppose it's keep out of something you don't know anything about. Does Mario Milano know what it's all about? As he comes in and turns the walking stick of Big Bad John right into midsection, then into Tiger Singh, up on the ropes, and the cheers and the screams are coming in support of Mario Milano as he comes in onto the Tiger Singh, who came back with a big submission hold of his straight under the throat of Mario Milano. I was looking forward to the big tag, but this leaves nothing to the imagination, this match, as they just pound away at each other. Tiger Singh, the master of the cobra hole, in against the specialist of the abdominal stretch in Mario Milano, who's pushed in the rope but comes off heavily with his shoulder deep into the side of Tiger Singh. They're both down, both taking heavy knocks as Big Bad John tries to drag his soldier to the protection of the outside of the ropes. And Milano comes in after him, and over the top comes Milano too. It's all Singh just able to lift those shoulders, stop the count. It's a Big Bad John digging again at Milano with that walking stick of his. Singh on the throat still of Mario Milano. Right across the throat, Tiger Singh. Oh, flipped out by Milano, kicked away, and as Singh comes in after, Milano comes in with giant headbutts on Singh, then comes in hammering into midsection, and a side headlock, a beautiful pound, goes in to go after Big Bad John, and Big Bad John grabs hold of Milano, oh, and straight over into the steel post down on the concrete floor. I thought Milano, but Milano left Singh go to get vengeance on Big Bad John. That's how much they hate. Milano really is showing win because he had Singh going and went after Big Bad John. Oh, head into the turnbuckle. Oh, now it's Singh coming on and chops to Mario Milano, straight into the throat, and the cobra hold underneath. He's come with the cobra hold. That first and second finger parted, cutting off the air supply to the head of Milano, and Milano is going down. The oxygen has been eliminated. He's going down and going out as the cobra hold is dug in. Milano fighting, but the more he fights, quicker the reaction as he goes down, and now it's Singh who's let go. There's the hand, and it's victory for Tiger Singh, and I might mention with the assistance of Big Bad John. Oh, that match is over, and Mark Lewin coming to the assistance, and sends Tiger Singh flying. Mark Lewin standing over as Abdullah, the chief executioner, comes in on the blind side again. Lay off, says Mark Lewin, get right out of it. Well, I tell you what, I don't know just where to go at the moment. I just don't know where to go. Standing at bay, Lewin in there on his own. trying everything in his power, looking for support, and the support is coming. Here comes Spiros Arion. Big Bad John warning Tiger Singh. Singh goes running. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been action-packed. Here comes King Curtis, and I'm right in the middle of it. Where is it going to start and where is it going to stop? Bedlam's broken out, ladies and gentlemen. Bedlam. I'll just get right out of the picture. John sent flying. In comes Spiros Arion. Abdullah the Butcher and Tiger Singh trying to part Mario Milano. Just get out, John. Just get your men and get... Just get your men and get...
It's going to be a war. And Mark Lewin, I'm declaring you the first casualty. You're the one that's going to be going out. I want to see you laid right out in a coffin because they're going to bury you. They're going to bury you, boy. Bury you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has just turned into hatred here. The only way to restore order is, I think, as they assist Mario Milano from the studio, we'll go.
The march. I want your butcher. The march. The march. The march. Mark. Into a cage with me. He's gonna be.
Quite a nice way to get rid of your frustration. Time now for our main event. We're turning the clock back to the start of the 60s. This is vintage and rare footage. The villains, Dr. Jerry Graham, the scientific executioner from the USA. His opponent is Angelo Little Jumping Joe Savoldi. Your host, Jacko Little. How's the throat, Jack?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're greeting you from ringside at Festival Hall in Melbourne, Australia, for another great main event of big-time wrestling. And in the ring at the present time, you can see referee Bonnie Muir talking to Angelo Jumping Joe Savoldi. And Jeff Clark is getting out of the road just in time. Wow! Angelo Little Jumping Joe Savoldi of Newark, New Jersey, and Dr. Jerry Graham of the Golden State of California. And I thought Jeff Cork was really going to be right in the middle. How about that, Jim?
And so did Jeff Cork.
Jeff is breathless, getting out of the way. He said, "Don't hit me. I haven't touched you yet." Angelo Little Jumping Joe Savoldi and Dr. Jerry Graham. Well, there's been more heat and action before the start of the bout than we sometimes see in the bout itself. I know one thing for sure. Tonight, we hope that we don't get into the act at ringside. Here they go, flying across the ring. Dr. Jerry Graham is showing Jumping Joe that he can be a jumper, too. And the crowd is showing its disapproval because, believe me, Dr. Jerry Graham is not the favorite citizen in this arena. So far, that's the first wrestling hold, a bear hug by Dr. Jerry Graham. There was a quick drop away by Angelo Jumping Joe Savoldi. Here is a reverse armbar by Jerry. And look at Joe Savoldi rubbing his fist right up and down the spine of Dr. Jerry Graham. A right to the jaw sends him over the rope. That golden head of hair is already beginning to look like a rag mouth. Jerry Graham is into the ring. He's looking out of the side of his eye at his opponent. Actually, there's only been about 3 holds in this bout so far.
Jerry Graham's wanting to make friends before the bout gets underway, really. When they were discussing in the ring earlier, Dr. Jerry Graham was telling Joe that they wanted to be friendly and let's have a fair match. Jumping Joe's not having any. He wants to start and be in it from the very... And it started now. What's happening, Jack?
Jerry Graham came in with the drop toe hold. It's a double reverse toe lock on Savoldi. And listen, Savoldi groans. A chin lock and a double reverse toe hold. Look at that close-up in the screen.
How are you, so they're getting saved?
He's riding them piggyback and a chin lock, and he's gouging at the nose. He's pulling up there. So far, but this time Savoldi gets his pinkies in between his teeth and gives him a bite. Oh, brother. Joe Savoldi is spotting Dr. Jerry Graham quite a bit of weight, but believe me, he's in much better physical shape than the doctor. And he's a very rugged, rough and tough wrestler. There's a side headlock and a rolling hip lock, and the doctor hits the canvas. Rolling count of 2. And now Dr. Graham is on top. He says, watch out, he's choking me with his... He says, Bonnie, listen to him, he's choking him with his free hand. I wish we could pick up the conversation, but we don't dare. Choking him with his free hand, and a knee drop where it didn't do Savoldi any good. Listen to the crowd boo. Jerry Graham is really singing out at the crowd. As I say, that knee drop on Savoldi didn't do him any good. But he is not as badly hurt as he looks. He's trying to get the good doctor off guard. Watch this. He's in a position for a flying shoulder butt. But the doctor comes in and he's rubbing him across the eyes. He's gouging him at the eyes, as you can see in your television screen. Savoldi has a very tender cauliflower ear, and if you get anywhere near his head, it hurts his ears. And Graham is pouring it off. Look at him grab that left ear. And Savoldi is hot and ready to go. Whoa, here we go. Look at that action. Listen to the crowd. And here he goes on his way. Man, into the top button of the rope. Oh, is he groggy. Bonnie Muir says, break it up, and as they break, there's a right to the jaw by the good doctor. He gets Savoldi in a stranglehold. He's choking him. Bonnie tells him to break. The crowd saying, break him up, Bonnie. But he gets a good little gouge at the eyes before he breaks. No doubt about it, Dr. Jerry Graham, one of the roughest, toughest grapplers we've ever seen in wrestling. And we started calling these bouts back in 1932. I admitted how old I was, Jeff. Look at Savoldi. Look at that close-up. That cauliflower ear is really hurting. Even the slightest jolt on the head, Savoldi told us in the dressing room, hurts that ear. That close-up on the screen, I'm sure you'll agree with me, that's a face only a mother can love.
Yes. Not if she saw it now, though. And now Dr. Jerry Graham wants to make friends, but Joe won't. And there's the bell.
Whoa, and Graham gets it. That's the bell. They still want to mix it up. But Graham decides to go outside the ring. And there's the bell ending round 1.
Before Dr. Jerry Graham got into the ring, he walked past Chief Bigheart, who was...
I'm definitely going to port the rebellious attitude of the Queen of these filthy Australians when I get to London. I've never been treated so indignantly in all my life. Furthermore, I don't think I'll ever come back to this town again.
Dr. Jerry Graham making a few candid comments for our microphone there. Filthy Australians, I don't think that's a very pleasant term. That was what he called them, some of the people here tonight. And he's quite a cross gentleman at this stage of the game. As he did come into the ring, a woman, as he came out of the dressing room and walking up the aisle, a lady who was obviously a Chief Big Heart fan gave him a bit of a belt across the side of the face with a handbag, and I think that started him going. He hasn't been happy since.
There we go, and Savoldi is pulling on the action as Graham was arguing with his second. He argues with everybody. Now Savoldi is there, and there's a right to the jaw. Pouring it on, Graham is pouring it on. Here we go, an Irish hook into the crossbar. Wow, did he hit? Got his foot there, he's outside the rope. He's getting up on top of the rope. Watch this. He's getting up there. Savoldi, you better get out of the way. There's a knee drop right to the throat. That should be a fall. It is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With an Irish lift into the crossbuckle, a knee drop from the top of the ropes, and a body press. And that ends round 2. Well, there you have it. We described what that fall was. It was an Irish whip by Joe Savoldi by Dr. Jerry Graham, throwing Joe Savoldi into the crossbuckle. He fell to the canvas. Jerry mounted up on the top strand of the ring, and from the top strand of the ring, a knee drop to the chin, right at the throat, and a body press with all nearly 18 stone of weight on him. And that was the first fall in 1 minute and 40 seconds of the second round. Now, the second fall must be taken by Angelo, Little Jumpin' Joe Savoldi, to keep this match alive. Otherwise, if Dr. Jerry Graham gets the second fall, that'll be all there is. There isn't any more. He's really having a go at the crowd.
Jack, you're America. You're America. Why in the world are these Marines? Why did they come here 50 years ago and save these people from the Japanese? Why didn't they spill American blood to save these people? They should all be Jeffs. They should all be slit-eyed now. Wait till I get back to Washington. That guy. All right, guys.
Well, there he goes, and believe me, I don't believe it. I don't agree with it. Dr. Jerry Graham.
Why didn't you tell him, Jack?
I didn't want to get a right to the jaw. I'm a popcorn boy, I guess. But I have never known a guy that could make many enemies in all my life as Dr. Jerry Graham. And believe me, the remarks that he made about Australians, imagine what the Australians are saying about Dr. Jerry Graham. How about that?
Many of these things, I think, are said in the heat of the moment. Possibly even feel a little sorry for those remarks after the bout. However, it's too late now. He said it.
There's no doubt about it. He was telling us how much he would like to help the kiddies in the Urala Crippled Children's Appeal. But boy, he really gets hot when he gets in that ring. Savoldi is pouring it on with blows to the midsection. But Jerry gets a handful of hair, as you can see in your television screen. He grabs a hold of his trunks. You can't see that. You get more leverage. Gets that side headlock on Savoldi. Notice the figure 4 position of the hands and wrists. And he's choking with his free hands. Savoldi is certainly taking the worst of this, but it's a strangle, and Barney Muir is telling him to break it up. It's not a strangle. It's a punishing hold, a figure 4 position around the wrist of Savoldi's own elbow around his throat. He's really choking with that free hand whenever Barney isn't looking. He uses every illegal tactic in the book. Savoldi's pouring in some rights, as you can see there. Savoldi is really moaning and groaning. He's biting his ear. That's what's happening. I couldn't see it, but he was biting his ear, and Barney Muir broke it. Here comes Savoldi.
And he's got to bite Jerry back.
Wow. I prefer a good bit of steak myself. And there he goes, the Irish whip into the cross from down goes Savoldi. A knee drop to the chin. There he goes again up on the top strand of the rope. He's going, getting up there, and he drops, and this time he really hit his knee. Here goes Graham flying through the air, and there he goes over his shoulder. Wow! He really hit, believe me, a drop kick to the chin and a body press. Woo! And listen to the crowd go mad. Well, there's no doubt about that one, Corky. There was a series of flying jumps by Jumpin' Joe Savoldi because he was really going, believe you me, and finally finished it off with a drop kick to the chin and a body press. Jumpin' Joe Savoldi was really jumping, and here's Jeff Court to give you the time.
The second fall of the match went to Jumping Joe Savoldi Jr. after 1 minute 55 seconds of the third round.
And that ends round 3.
And there you see Dr. Jerry Graham still looking rather cross, rather annoyed with the patrons here this evening. That special little smile for our television cameras then.
I am sure that he made no friends at home any more than he's made friends here at ringside, Jeff.
No, he's not at all popular tonight. I think Jumping Joe Savoldi, who would come in about a stone and a half lighter, he seems to be the popular boy tonight. And there's Dr. Jerry Graham presenting rather an attractive fountain. Combing or giving his beautiful blonde locks just a slight shampoo. And he's ready to go once again. Here's Joe Savoldi first out. Jerry Graham with a mouthful of water. And maybe Joe could cop this mouthful. Who knows? No, he didn't. Now, as they get underway in the fourth round, here's Jack Little.
Yes, round 4, the equalizing hold taken by Joe Savoldi. The first ball taken by Dr. Jerry Graham with an Irish whip, a knee drop from the top strand of the rope, and a body press. And Jumpin' Joe Savoldi took the equalizing fall in the fourth round with a bit of flying through the air and a drop kick and a body press. Look at Jerry. He's really giving him the ring around, and that arm has turned white. Really a long arm bar and wrist lock, and he's really, the fingers of that hand are really white. Look at that picture in your screen. Dr. Jerry Graham has very, very small hands for such a big man, and those wrist locks and twisting those fingers really hurt him. That's the sore hand of Dr. Jerry Graham, too. Even though the other hand looks like it's a sore and with the adhesive tape over there, I think that's true, and he wants to rough him up around the eyes.
Well, it'll be quite effective if he gets an opportunity of getting at it. At Joe Savoldi. There you see him pushing fingers down. I think he's trying to get at Joe Savoldi's nostrils, however. Now he started to jump round and wriggle like a snake. For a man of his size, that was quite an agile move.
That's a long arm bar with the pressure applied near the shoulder blade with a figure 4 lock at the wrist by Joe Savoldi and Dr. Jerry Graham. Side headlock by Dr. Jerry. Jerry goes into the ring, and a terrific shoulder back by the Graham. And he hits the canvas, and Joe Savoldi has a long arm bar, and there is the old wrist breaker. He stamps on the wrist. The Jerry Graham's feet are outside the ring, immediately above us, and we don't want to get those Raul Mertens in our head. Jerry is immediately... Just get him back, get him back, get him back. Savoldi is pulling it off. There he goes. He's pouring it on. Savoldi's roughing him up, but we're getting in a position we don't want to get a wrestler on our back. Believe me, anything can happen here. We're getting over here near the crossbuckle. Look at him pour it on.
He's working on that cut that...
there he goes. He's broken open that cut. And Jerry Graham is bleeding up there. He's rocking his legs around here. This could be a flying headbutt, and it's a shoulder butt into the midsection. Here he comes again, and he meets him with a knee to the chin and the body press. 1, 2, 3. That's all there is. There isn't any more. There was a flying shoulder butt in the midsection with his opponent spread eagle that backfired on Joe Savoldi, and the winner of the bout, Dr. Jerry Graham, because he had his knee ready for Joe, and he connected with the chin, and that was all there was. There wasn't any more, and here is Jeff Cork with the tie.
The winner of that bout in the 4th round, Dr. Jerry Graham. That fall came after 3 minutes, 5 seconds of the round. We have Dr. Jerry Graham here now. I don't know whether he's in a talking mood at all. He looks pretty tired and exhausted, so he won't... No, he's going to...
Savoldi, I feel as tough as in every country of the world. But this Savoldi, boy, is the toughest Italian boy I ever run up against anywhere in the world today, Daddy. You better believe it.
Well, we can quite believe it when we have a look at you. Jumping Joe Savoldi, he did quite a good job. Made quite a good job of Dr. Jerry Graham.
Dr. Jerry Graham, although he was the winner in the bout, ladies and gentlemen, has taken the worst of it because he's really bleeding at the head there. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Come on up here, Jeff Cork, before we sign off. There you have it, the end of the bout. This big main event between Dr. Jerry Graham and Angelo Jumpin' Joe Savoldi.
As usual, you're right, Jack. You don't have to participate to be a good sport. Well, next up, everyone is in action. It's the cage. A little word of warning. Watch out for Mr. Fuji. Rules mean nothing to this villain.
Cage in steel wire in this main event at Festival Hall in Melbourne, Australia. Mark Lewin is tossed into the ropes, whipped in by Mr. Fuji from Osaka, Japan. The first fall went to Tiger Singh and Mr. Fuji, and at the moment Mr. Fuji's on top, but the crowd goes wild as Mark Lewin ducks that double chop. Mark Lewin and Mr. Fuji outside the ring, Tiger Singh from India, and of course King Curtis, the king himself, from Honolulu, Hawaii. Mark Lewin working on the arm of Mr. Fuji, and so is King Curtis over in their own corner. Here comes Tiger Singh. With that cage around the ring, no wrestler can escape. And when they get them into the wire, anything can happen, and probably will. This has been a brutal, brawling match. First ball, of course, as I told you, went to Tiger Singh. But look at that elbow, hammer blow, and that's the equalizing call. The equalizing call goes to King Curtis and Mark Lewin. It's all apiece, and the winner of the third and deciding fall will be declared the winner of the match. It looks like the blood is pouring out of the arm of Mr. Fuji. Tiger Singh is calling the referee over, and it looks like his arm has been very badly injured. Fans are booing. They're asking for permission to have a doctor bandage it up, and it looks like the referee, Tony Marino, is granting them permission to have the arm bandaged. So we will stop film and pick up the action when Mr. Fuji is able to come back into the ring. And here comes Mr. Fuji. His arm has been bandaged up, and Tony Marino is motioning him back into the ring. His back is to us now and to our camera position, but it looks like a very heavy bandage indeed. He must have, looks like it's all splinted up. It looks like it's a split on both sides of the arm. The split, I can't tell exactly from here. Camera angle, Tiger Singh is blocking the view. Well, to use an expression, Mark Lewin and King Curtis are literally out for blood, because the last time King Curtis was really cut up all around the face, and they're really out for revenge. Mr. Fuji holding the injured arm away, and we can see now the splint sticking out of the bandage. It's a board splint sticking outside of the bandage, and he bangs Mark Lewin over the head with the wooden part of the bandage. He knocks King Curtis into the neutral corner, and they're ganging up on King Curtis. Tony Marino, the referee, is giving him a count. And there he goes in again with the bandaged arm, and everything is in, and Tony Marino gives the signal, which means that Tiger Singh and Mr. Fuji are disqualified, and the winner of the match, King Curtis and Mark Lewin. Oh, brother. Tiger Singh now working on King Curtis. Mr. Fuji has a stranglehold on Mark Lewin, and the blood is flowing. Mark Lewin and King Curtis. It was Mr. Fuji was injured first, but he lost the battle, and there goes the referee. Tony Marino is knocked down by Mr. Fuji. They should have been disqualified, and they lose the match and the purse to King Curtis and Mark Lewin. Oh, brother, every spectator in this stadium is on their feet, gathered around the ringside, and although the match is over, the action is still continuing. Oh, brother. And talk about a wild, bruising, brawling match where anything went. This was that kind of a match. But now Curtis and Lewin are striking back. Lewin kicks Mr. Fuji out onto the apron of the ring. There goes Tiger Singh. Singh and Fuji heading for the dressing room. The winners of the match, King Curtis and Mark Lewin. Mark sitting on the canvas. Tony Marino raises his arm, and all I can say is, wow.
How about the splint? One of my favourites was Abdullah the Butcher. He was an athlete, a perfect specimen, who could climb up onto the ropes and deliver the butcher's axe to the neck with unswerving accuracy. In this classic, he takes on Aussie Larry O'Day.
Well, it's Larry O'Day from Sydney at 16 stone 7 pounds. Referee's in there, and we're just waiting for his opponent, led by the General in Big Bad John, Abdullah the Butcher. 23 stone from the Sudan in Africa. And when Abdullah comes in, the people scurry, because this fella is the animal of the Royal Order. Wallaby Bob McMasters. Oh, Larry's heard the bell, so Larry O'Day starts straight away. He's not ready. Prayers or ceremonies. John sending the executioner into the ring as he picks up the bits and pieces belonging to Abdullah the Butcher. Oh, it's Larry O'Day rammed heavily into the turnbuckle. In goes Abdullah. He's a cannibal as he goes in, fighting at Larry O'Day. trouble here is, as you notice, Abdullah has kept him right over near Big Bad John in his corner. And Larry O'Day is locked in the corner by Abdullah. The count's applied by referee, but he stops his reaction. Look at those eyes, that face, the vagueness. The shriek of a pig echoing across the studio from Abdullah the Butcher. Oh, Larry O'Day heavily onto the top rope. One way, chop the wind supply, and that's where O'Day started. But it's a heavy weight of Abdullah, 23 stone, falling on Larry O'Day and forcing him to the ropes. Oh, sent O'Day flying on the floor and goes out after him as Big Bad John stands back. Back right in the ring straight away, and I don't think he even understands English Abdullah the Butcher. Oh, standing wrist lock from O'Day, and O'Day coming back on Abdullah, kicking him heavily to the side, but Abdullah grabbed it. Oh, it's a possum stomp from O'Day. And look at the reaction from Abdullah as the bells are ringing and the cymbals are clanging in his head. Whichever's in there. Oh, O'Day's coming at Abdullah's own game and going for the throat for a choke. And then from a wrist lock, it's a beautiful whip. Look at him. Wow. The whole ring moved about 3 inches. The steel ring. O'Day went for a beel, goes for a front kick. But Abdullah, agile on his feet, moves right out of the way and falling right on his chin. Larry O'Day, and O'Day in trouble. Picked up by Abdullah. Hip throws over the top. Goes back, and look out, Larry O'Day. Oh, down comes the axe straight across the side of the head, 2, 3, and Larry O'Day knocked to submission. Oh, knocked right out by Abdullah the Butcher, who's lying right over the top of him. Abdullah's in a dead trance. I'm not going anywhere near you, John. Nowhere near you.
I want you to place in your mind.
Just pull him off. Pull him off. Pull him off.
Think of Bulldog Brower with 23-inch arms. What's on? And the Bulldog is coming, Michael Clay. The Bulldog is coming. I'm going to tell you something, Michael Clay. When you look at my war line, look at my front lines. Bulldog Brower, Killer Carl Cox, Abdullah the Butcher, Tiger Jeep Singh, Soldier Slade. They all here. They all here, Michael Clay, because there is a war going on. And in a war, There's got to be casualties. There's got to be casualties, Michael Cleary, and there's going to be a lot of them. They need to be a bunch of graves dug, a bunch of graves to pick up the severed pieces from the bodies, put them all together, and say, where does this arm go? Does it go to this body, or does it go to this body? They're hollering about some Angelo Musca. Well, I'm going to tell you something about an Italian that Bulldog Brower got a hold of. And a lot of people out here might know him because he was the ex-Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion, Bruno Sammartino. Do you know what Bruno Sammartino looks like now? Bruno Sammartino is sipping soup through a straw, because his jaws are wired together, Michael Cleary. The Bulldog went insane in Madison Square Garden in New York. You'll remember a few weeks ago, I wasn't here. I was in New York at the Gardens. I had the great pleasure of witnessing Bulldog Brower literally eat Bruno Sammartino alive. Now they're talking about bringing some Italians. Well, I'm going to tell you something. The Bulldog don't like them. The Bulldog don't like them at all.
Listen, just call your army off. I've heard enough. I don't want to hear any more from you. We'll be back after this message. Just go.
He was some manager, Big Bad John. Not that I can understand what the hell he was talking about. There were good guys like lovable Larry O'Day, but few were sickly as sweet as our next headline grabber. This was his first bout in Australia on TV. His name was Mark Lewin. He came from New York with a reputation as big as Abdullah's guts. And who should he run into but poor old Allan Pinfold.
This is a one-fall match with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing the principals, first from Sydney, weighing in at 16 stone 2, the very rugged Allan Pinfold. Allan Pinfold. His very popular and formidable opponent. This is his first appearance on World Championship Wrestling. He is without a doubt one of the outstanding wrestlers in the world today. He's from New York City, weighing in at 17 stone, the one and only Mark Lewin. Referee Michael Hunt giving the instructions. There's the bell. I meant to say, fans, that the referee has given the instructions in the dressing rooms so that we can get right to the action without too much waste of time. Mark Lewin, a top wrestler, and Allan Pinfold roughs him up quite a bit using knee lifts. Now he's pulling the hair of Mark Lewin. Mark Lewin wants to do a little bit of wrestling in there, but Pinfold is starting right in with the rough tactics. Side headlock by Mark Lewin. Pinfold punching. Mark is trying to do some wrestling. Now he comes back strong. He's throwing punches. He picks him up. A tremendous body slam. Again, a big body slam by Mark Lewin. A kick in the chest. And say that Pinfold started the rough stuff. But Mark coming back in a hurry. Into the ropes. Oh, man, he caught him in a sleeper hold. And look at the way Mark Lewin uses this sleeper. Slowly but surely, Pinfold hits the mat, and Mark has defeated him with the sleeper hold. Allan Pinfold is out cold. He is out cold. What a sleeper. Fans, I've never seen a sleeper hold applied in the manner in which Mark Lewin did it. Mark Lewin attempting to bring him to. Man, he really put that sleeper hold on. Here's Mark Lewin, the great gentleman wrestler. And he's bringing Allan over to the center of the ring, to the edge of the ring. Allan is out cold. I mean, he is out. Mark Lewin is picking him up. And the great man that he is, he's carrying him right out of the arena. You know, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Lewin applies the sleeper hold better than anyone else I've ever seen. He is, without a doubt, the outstanding exponent of the sleeper hold. Now he has Allan out. I'm wondering if we can get Mark Lewin back here. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the great Mark Lewin. There is definitely an art to using the sleeper hold, and quite a number of wrestlers have used it and used it successfully, but the mat experts throughout the world say that the sleeper hold that you use is without a doubt the greatest. I know it took you long years of development. You just not something you can just do right away.
Well, I sure don't like to go into it the way I did. Being my first time on television, I wanted to show some wrestling, and this is the way I like to wrestle scientifically. And this guy bored into me, started pulling on my eyes, as you saw him. Very important thing. We're only blessed with two, and I certainly, Mr. Maneker, didn't want to lose one. So therefore, I just had to knock the daylights out of him.
You didn't want to waste any time, did you, after he did that?
Well, I clamped it on him, and when I did, I caught part of his chin in there, which is a more vicious way to apply it. This way, when you cut the blood supply to the brain, it's a little harder to get it flowing again. That's why I wanted to get him out of here as soon as possible, because I think I really hurt him, which I don't like to do. I don't like to hurt anybody. I don't think it's necessary. When you try to win a match, you try to pin a man or put him to sleep or whatever your hold is that you perfect and use, and I like to use it like a gentleman. But when he went beyond the limits by attacking my eyes, so I had to...
Well, you are a great gentleman as well as a great wrestler. Now, Mark, I know that you've been in Australia just a short time. Is it possible that in the few days you're here that you have formed any impression at all about Australia?
Well, I certainly have. I had been told by a wrestler who was a favorite of mine, who I admire very much, Tex McKenzie, who I met in the San Francisco airport upon departing, and he told me that the people in Australia were fine. Well, I have more to say about that than he does. I find them the most warmest and sincere people, and I'm really enjoying myself. I haven't seen too much yet, but going to go get out and really look it over, and who knows, I might become an Australian.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mark Lewin.
Thank you, Mr. Maneker.
All those mums in the audience are grannies now, and I hope they've finally come to their senses. Good guys finish last. Finally, we return to Jack Little. Things are looking up at Channel 9. We've got colour. It's the death match, and who better to fight to the death than King Curtis and Big Bad John?
We're speaking to you from Festival Hall in Melbourne, Australia, with World Championship Wrestling. This is a death match, and the rules are very simple. Pinfalls do not count. There could be one fall, and there could be 20. So far, Curtis has won one fall. Big Bad John has won 2 falls. And now Big Bad John throws King Curtis into the ropes like 2 freight trains colliding. 22 stone for King Curtis, the king himself from Honolulu, Hawaii, and his opponent, Big Bad John, from the murder capital of the world, Harlan County, Kentucky. Big Bad John, the general of Big Bad John soldiers. And now Curtis says they want to use illegal tactics. We'll show them how to use them. And Big Bad John is getting up to his feet with a helping hand of King Curtis, and watch this. Pow! And he let him have it. Now here he goes, up on the ropes, ready for the big splash. There he goes, and oh, man. You can feel the wind go out of Big Bad John's chest. And there's a fall for King Curtis. There will now be a 20-second rest period. Then the bell will ring again. And if Big Bad John doesn't answer the count of 10, Curtis will be declared the winner. Waldo Von Erich is in there trying to get him up to his feet. There he counts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He said, get out of the way, Waldo. Now Big Bad John is up to his feet. He says, go ahead. And John is up to his feet. The match will continue. King Curtis up to his feet now. But John lets him have one in the breadbasket. But pow! Down he goes. And there he goes again. Up in the air for the big smash. But the big loaded black glove of Waldo Von Erich comes in, smashes Curtis in the stomach. He smashes him on the head, knocks him out of the ring. And the match is awarded under disqualification to King Curtis. Eddie Swan coming down now. Curtis prostrate on the floor outside the ring. But he is the winner of this death match against Big Bad John because of the outside interference by the German Waldo Von Erich. Waldo is taking Big Bad John over, and the attendants are helping him out of the ring. Curtis has his hand raised in the air by the referee, Eddie Swan. Waldo Von Erich is leaving the ring, and with blood streaming down his face, he is the winner, but he did lose the battle because of the illegal interference of the German warrior, Waldo Von Erich.
Oh, that's it for another episode on the very best of World Championship Wrestling. You've got 3 choices now. Buy Volume 1, buy Volume 3, or hit the rewind button and watch me all over again.